Welcome and thanks for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Well, following Wednesday's perma plaque ceremony in St. Croix, the Senate on St. Thomas also recognized many persons and organizations for their contributions to the territory. On Thursday, 5 senators read aloud the new resolutions commemorating these honorees. News 2's Erica Bivens attended the ceremony and brings us the story.
Filled the St. Thomas Senate chambers Thursday as 10 plaque presentations were made to various individuals and groups that Senate President Ronald Russell says
have contributed to our community in a significant way.
3 groups received recognition. The VI chess team, consisting of 17 students from various schools and their coaches, were honored for an outstanding performance at the U.S. Amateur Southern Region Chess Tournament held in Florida last year.
And I want to thank and congratulate all of the volunteers, the coaches, and the players, as well as the parents.
A plaque was also presented to
the 2010-2011 Elrod Hendricks West 11 to 12 Little League All-Stars team for dedicated and outstanding service in representing the people of the Virgin Islands in the Caribbean Regional Little League Tournament.
And wearing their medals, the VI Special Olympic team received recognition for their performance at the World Olympics.
Our athletes from the Virgin Islands, special athletes, earned 8 gold medals, 3 silver, and 14 bronze medals.
Also honored for their dedication to sports was Joseph Joe Meet Sproul.
Baseball, softball, volleyball, a great athlete.
Ian Barrows was honored for winning a gold medal at the Singapore Youth Olympic Games.
I'd like to thank you for this award. It's a great honor.
Audie Henneman responded to news that the Bertha C. Baschulte Gymnasium would be named after him.
Many times you've been sick, you've been down, but because of the children, you pick yourself up and you go to work.
Others honored include the late Dale Bakimba Rogers for sweeping to keep our roads clean, Justino Colon for his renowned barber shop that was so much more, Efrain Feliciano Jr. for his work with St. Thomas Rescue, and the late Ariel Melchior for his community service efforts and founding of the Independent Citizens Movement, of which a St. Thomas Road will be renamed after him.
We just want to say thank you.
While there was laughter and good memories and sad stories shared, everyone was able to learn a little bit more about VI residents. For News 2, I'm Erica Bivens.
And congratulations to all the honorees. Although the new Senate has not been sworn into office just yet, the legislature has a new executive director. Former Senator and former VI Attorney General IVER STRIDIRON will begin his duties for the 30th legislature on February 1st. STRIDIRON is replacing Pamela Richard Samuel, who resigned in December. STRIDIRON served as a senator the 14th, 16th, and 17th legislatures. He then went into private practice for a decade. Afterwards, he served as VI Attorney General for several years under Governor Charles Turnbull. Well, local gas station owners could be in a bit of a jam if Hovensa stops providing fuel to the market after February and no alternate arrangements are made, especially where St. Croix is concerned. News 2's Erica Parsons spoke with one gas station owner who explained what could happen.
Several weeks ago, Governor DeYoung announced that Hovensa and the VI government had agreed on an extension of the interim agreement currently in place between the two that would have Hovensa provide fuel to the community until February 28 this year while negotiations continue. But residents have been curious about whether or not there is a backup plan in place, especially for St. Croix gas owners. News 2 contacted several St. Croix service stations for comment, but those we spoke with refused to be interviewed, although they had plenty to say. One owner said they're just like the rest of the public, in the dark about what decisions Hovensa and the government will agree to. One independent owner on St. Thomas says they may fare just a little better since they have 2 branded companies on island.
We do get some supply from St. Croix. We also get some supply from Puerto Rico, so it's a combination of St. Croix and Puerto Rico. In the event that Hovensa no longer sells fuel, there is going to be a fuel shortage on St. Thomas, or there's going to be a concentration of the suppliers here on St. Thomas, namely meaning the branded such as Texaco and Total. They're going to be the ones that guaranteed that we'll be able to get in supply because they bring in bulk supply to the island.
As for whether or not there is any backup plan,
it's an infrastructure that you have to build in terms of a total storage facility that will be able to supply the entire island, to be St. Croix and St. Thomas. Right now, that's not taking place. Individuals, I am doing my own little thing in terms of creating a supply, but that's going to take time.
But for sure, Petra says the VI will be greatly impacted without a firm agreement in place.
Ultimately, the market in St. Thomas will be okay. There will be, I can guarantee you, there will be some increases in prices, but the market in St. Croix is going to even be in a worse predicament because there's not going to be enough barges available to be able to barge fuel to St. Croix to meet the current demand.
Erica Parsons, News 2.
Calls to officials from Hovensa and the governor's office were not returned by News Time. Diageo USVI is on its way to self-sufficiency as the company recently announced plans to power its rum distillery on St. Croix entirely on liquid petroleum gas or propane, a conversion that is expected to be completed as soon as March. News2's Jan brings us more on the story.
The next few months will be a transitionary period for Diageo USVI as the company has plans to run its South Shore rum distillery entirely on liquefied petroleum gas by March of this year.
The reason we went to looking at propane is that, we're looking at continuity of supply to make sure that, we'll be able to produce rum. With the uncertainty like any other businesses out there, we wanted to make sure that we had a supply, and LPG was the preferred way to go for us. It's environmentally friendly as well.
The plant, which is currently powered through the Virgin Islands Water and Power Authority, says the transition to propane will not only provide electricity, but will also provide steam for the plant to sustain itself.
It's really just an alternate power source from us. We were using boilers in the past to create our steam. This unit creates both our electricity and our steam. As I said, it's very environmentally friendly, propane versus the burning of diesel fuel, so it just follows along our, commitment for sustainability here at the facility.
The conversion will allow Diageo to move completely off of WAPA's grid and operate as their own energy source, an investment that the company says will make them self-sufficient and will pay off in the long run.
Plans are to be 100% self-sufficient from an electrical point of view and a steam point of view. Obviously there'll be a transition period that we will moving off of the WAPA grid. This is a significant investment for us, and it's really more around ensuring the power supply. We don't know, what the WAPA power costs are going to be. We know for certain what our costs will be with this unit. So, like I said, it will pay for itself over a period of time.
And will power up Diageo to continue their overall goal of making rum.
Our goal is, continue to produce rum and generate cover over.
Jan, News 2.
Diageo has already received the tanks that will be stored to store the propane and are expected to meet their March deadline for conversion to LPG. Well, a quick note to those who reside in the Gamblegata and Savannah areas. WAPA officials say service will be interrupted to a small section of St. Thomas Feeder number 9A on Friday, January 11, from 5 to 6:30 a.m. While line crews make repairs in the area of Gamblegata. Affected areas include the GERS building, Gamblegata, Savannah, and the Miller Manor guest house. Line crews will reconfigure a section of the distribution system damaged after a recent vehicular accident. The authority made temporary adjustments at that time to ensure uninterrupted service to customers in the area. Police continue to investigate a first-degree robbery that occurred in which a victim told police that two men approached him while he was sitting in his car about 12 a.m. on January 6th in Estate LaGrange. One man pointed a gun at him and robbed him of his 30-inch gold link chain, his gold and diamond citizen's watch, and two other gold chains. The victim said the value of the jewelry was more than $2,000. He said the suspects were wearing all black and one had on a mask. He said as the suspects were leaving, one hit him in the head with the gun, causing a laceration. Meanwhile, St. Thomas police arrested a 33-year-old man in connection with a burglary that occurred on January 9th at an Estate Smith Bay residence. The victim told police that just before midnight, she heard a noise and saw an unknown man outside her home. Investigations revealed that the suspect entered the home through a window and stole two flat-screen TVs, an iPhone, computer, jewelry, a wallet, and credit cards. After canvassing the area, police arrested Trex Abraham of Estate Fortuna. Abraham was charged with second-degree burglary and placed on a $50,000 bail. Turn our attention stateside. Vice President Biden says he'll deliver new proposals to prevent gun violence to the president by Tuesday. Biden spent the day looking for middle ground with gun owners and the country's most powerful gun lobbying group, the NRA. Danielle Nottingham reports from the White House.
Mariana Stern came with her friend to this Virginia gun shop to buy her first firearm. She says the mass shootings in Aurora, Colorado and Newtown, Connecticut helped her make this decision.
If I have the opportunity to save other people because I've been equipped, then I'm going to do it. And if I have the opportunity to save myself, then I'm going to do that as well.
As the vice president sat down with gun rights groups Thursday, he kept the focus on preventing gun violence.
There's got to be some common ground here.
So far, finding that common ground with the NRA has been difficult. The group's top lobbyists met with Biden behind closed doors. The White House is looking to ban assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. That's a hard sell to gun owners, but there's another proposal that seems to be gaining some traction.
There is a surprising, so far, recurrence of suggestions that we have universal background checks.
Currently, about 40% of all U.S. gun sales do not require a background check. Stern and her friend Milton Bell support background checks for all gun purchases, but say banning weapons will not stop violence.
Gun control is not a prescription for the evil of human nature. You can't legislate bad intentions out of people.
The vice president's task force is looking to gun retailers to help bridge the divide. Several, including Walmart, took part in meetings Thursday. Danielle Nottingham, News 2.
Meanwhile, at least one person was shot inside a high school in Taft, California, about 2 hours north of Los Angeles. Dozens of heavily armed police officers swarmed Taft Union High School in Central California after a gunman opened fire in a classroom. At least one student was shot and flown to a hospital in nearby Bakersfield. There are also reports that a teacher was also shot. It happened at about 9 a.m. local time today. Police say the gunman was a student at the school. He was taken into custody about 20 minutes later, and police say a shotgun was recovered at the scene. Police went through the school room by room to make sure it was secure. Students inside the school were reported to be hiding in closets. Police are investigating the gunman's motive. Keeping our eye on the economy, a rise in weekly unemployment claims does not seem to be a drag on the market. Applications for jobless benefits rose last week by 4,000 to a 5-week high. Still, analysts say overall, the report shows slow but consistent gains in the job market. This is the New York Stock Exchange with Scotiabank Stock Market Watch. The Dow, Nasdaq, S&P all up. The Dow 80, Nasdaq 15, S&P 11. Coming up on News 2, the city of Boston has declared a public health emergency because of the flu. More on the flu season that is hitting harder than in recent years, and that's coming up into your health. We'll be right back. Servicemen and women have until January 21st to nominate their employers for the Freedom Award. It's the highest honor the Department of Defense gives to employers who support employees who serve in the Guard and Reserves. Only 15 companies will be recognized nationally for this distinction, and National Guard officials are urging Guardsmen to submit their nominations.
We have no nominations. We have not seen any nominations for this Freedom Award. There are others who have been recognized for what you call the Patriot Award, but like I said, this is the highest award, and we have not had any nominations for this award. So we want to encourage our service members at this time to nominate their employees, those who have gone above and beyond to support the service members.
Now, to submit nominations for the Freedom Award, servicemen and women should visit www.freedomaward.mil. Nominations can only be made online. The Department of Tourism has partnered with the VI Port Authority to make marine life in boats safer by installing the Caribbean's first fishing line receptacles on St. Croix. 3 of the 4 bins donated by the Green Caribbean Initiative have already been placed at the Frederiksted Pier to encourage anglers to discard knotted or excess line in the bins rather than the ocean. This is the first phase of the bin installation program. Plans are also to add more locations on St. Croix and to extend the program to St. Thomas and St. John. The National Park Service will be kicking off the new year in busy fashion with a collection of events that will start this month on St. Croix. Over at the Buck Island Reef Monument, the National Park Service will be holding their popular public lecture series, which will occur on the second Thursday of each month. Meanwhile, over at the Salt River Visitor Center, the National Park Service will be gearing up to host a bioluminescent bay study kickoff event. The initiative, which happens on Friday, January 11th from 5:30 to 7, will feature several researchers from the University of South Carolina, University of North Carolina, Wilmington, and UVI. They will all be in attendance. The development and evolution of Salt River Bay will be the focus of the conducted studies. The public is encouraged to attend if interested. For more information, call David Goldstein at 773-1460, extension 223. WICO is holding a centennial concert featuring some of the best musicians of the Mentoring Through the Arts of Music, and that's on from 5 p.m. to 9 p.m. on Tuesday, January 15th at Havenside Mall on the West Indian Company dock. The evening will open with R.C. & Company with special guest vocalist Lorna Freeman. The headline act will showcase the talent of drummer Dion Parson and Friends, Victor Provost on steel pan, Rudy Faulkner on vocals, Carlton Holmes on piano, and Kenny Davis bass. It's a free community concert. Havenside Mall stores will remain open and guests are encouraged to bring their own chairs. Well, the EVM Academy of Cosmetology is officially opened. The plan has been in the works for quite a while, and now the dream has become a reality. The bilingual academy provides the academic and practical training in beauty and is certified by the Department of Education. A ribbon-cutting ceremony was held on Sunday. The academy is located in Mandela Circle opposite Wendy's and upstairs the Natural Food Store. You can call 715-0594 for more information and to sign up. Well, the city of Boston has declared a public health emergency because of the flu. This year's flu season started earlier and it's hitting harder than in recent years, putting a strain on healthcare systems. Inez Ferrer has the details.
The flu hasn't been this bad in Boston in years. More than 700 cases have been confirmed so far, and statewide, 18 people have died. City health officials are preparing for it to get worse.
In the last 2 weeks alone, we've doubled our number. So if we continue at this rate to see new cases, we'll have an explosion of flu in the city of Boston. So we really need to get ahead of this at this point in time.
But it's not just Massachusetts. CBS News confirms that 44 states are reporting widespread flu. Nationwide, the number of people going to the hospital with flu symptoms has doubled in the past month.
We are seeing in our region patient volumes and patient acuity levels, that is, the sickness level of these patients, greater than the peak of the H1N1 flu epidemic that we had about 3 years ago.
The Centers for Disease Control says that while this flu season has been a moderate to severe one so far, it's still within what they consider to be a normal range. But there are still months to go before it's over.
This year's flu vaccine is considered to be a good match to this year's flu strains, but it is not 100% effective. Christine Cohen's entire family got the vaccine, but her 8-year-old son Alex got sick anyway.
As a mom, I was very disappointed that he got the flu because I had to fight him tooth and nail to get the flu shot.
Still, doctors say those who get the vaccine and still become sick usually suffer fewer complications. Inez Ferrer for CBS News, New York.
Stick around, your News 2 AccuWeather forecast is coming up next.